Load the car and write the note. Grab your bags and grab your coats. Tell the ones that need to know. We are headed north. One foot in and 1 foot back. Well, it don't pay to live like that. So I cut the ties and jump the tracks for never to return. Brooklyn, Brooklyn, take me in. Are you aware the shape I'm in? My hands, they shake, my head, it spins. Oh, Brooklyn, Brooklyn, take me in. When at first I learned to speak, I used all my words to fight. With him and her, you and me. That was just a waste of time. It was such a waste of time. That woman, she's got eyes that shine like a pair of stolen polished dimes. She asked to dance, I said it's fine. I'll see you in the morning time. Oh, Brooklyn, Brooklyn, take me in. Are you aware the shape I'm in? My hands, they shake, my head, it spins. Oh, Brooklyn, Brooklyn, take me in. 3 words that became hard to say. I and love and you. What you were then, I am today. Look at the things I do. Brooklyn, Brooklyn, take me in. Are you aware the shape I'm in? My hands, they shake, my head, it spins. Oh, Brooklyn, Brooklyn, take me in. 3 words that became hard to say. I and love and you. Tuesday evening, people. We started late tonight. I was out networking. It was a fancy dinner. There was drinks. We had to sit through a speech. The price of dinner is that fucking speech. And I'm telling you, $57 for dry chicken would have been cheaper. What's happening, good people? Anybody here? Oops, I just did the wrong thing. Clicked the wrong button. We're going to do a little short one here tonight. Well, every time I see you now, get that look in my eye. Every time I see your mouth, I hear that smile. In the early misty morning light, I heard the engine turning in the old Ford outside. leaving me again today. You will convince me again today. You're leaving this hotel looking for someone else's golden ring. Should have said so long, Susanna. Hush now, don't you cry. So long, Susanna. Don't you cry for me. Good Lord, that's a good song. That is a beautiful song. It's a beautiful damn song. What a time for a share. Drinks always help with speeches. Yeah, that's true. This was actually a really good idea. It was a technology AI platform company, and the founder of the company was wise enough to realize that in order to put to sell their platform, they have to do all this services work. And the founder was like, I don't want to do services work. And so this was a meeting to invite people in to become the initial service delivery partners. Basically, they'll funnel consulting leads out to their AI consulting community, basically. Which I thought was pretty smart. I also did something really obnoxious. We had to go around and introduce ourselves, and I did my AI salon stuff and Storyvine and AI Learning Lab. I go live 5 nights a week, all that bullshit. And then I passed on the baton, and I forgot to talk about the musical. So after everyone introduced themselves, I was like, "Can I say one more thing?" And I told them I was working on a musical, and there were actually 2 people in the crowd that actually have connections to New York Broadway producers. So take that. These fucking musicals aren't going to produce themselves. You got to always be hustling. Pitch that shit. I don't have any. So for tonight, I don't have a super clear thing I want to do. So it could absolutely be a Tirade Tuesday if a troll comes in and says, those things, AI is useless because it was trained on, it's just regurgitating the information it's been giving. It can't have a novel concept. One of those, I might go off. But also, if you just say, how do you make cute puppy pictures? We can go there. We could do vibe. I don't give a shit. We can do whatever you want to do. Maybe I'll just sing my shitty 3 songs over and over again. There's not enough booze to get through a timeshare speech. Yeah, this wasn't timeshare, luckily. This was actually what they were doing was interesting, and there were really good questions, and it was really smart people who were up to some shit in the world, so it was nice. Start with roasting our little tool, Vibes.diy. Don't make me go in live. Don't make me go in live. I didn't check it out yesterday. I won't do that to you.
I am very reticent to go into any tool that I haven't at least looked at and understand what it is. Partially because I don't want to look like a tool, but also just because I can't shut my fucking mouth. As who'd someone call me last night? The Gordon Ramsay of AI. I'll just fucking say it. Used AI as a mock focus group today. Got some valuable feedback. Yeah, I think the idea of doing mock focus groups is a really smart use case. I think doing an advisory board, if you haven't made custom GPTs of yourself and people you know, it's a really good exercise. It's really fun. I could show you how to do that tonight. It's really quite straightforward. But then you can put those custom GPTs into a single GPT and have like an advisory board. You can also kind of do a cheap version of it, right? You could say, start a new chat and say, I want an advisory board that consists of, over opinionated Steve Jobs, Aristotle, I don't know, Dr. Phil, and producer Brandon. Well, I won't know who producer Brandon is, but know the other ones. And then you give it an idea, and you have each of those personalities comment on your idea, right? You set up the prompt so that you're getting feedback from all the different people. Genie in a bottle, make a song about dry chicken on a Tuesday night. That's not a bad idea. Maybe we should do that. We haven't made a song in a while. So you know what? Let's start. Oh, I have an idea. I do have an idea. All right. This is a good one. Okay. All right. I got an idea. Genie in a bottle wins. Any ideas on where to look on the salon to learn more about making agents? Jeffrey Hopkins, really great idea. You should. I don't think anyone right now is deeply digging into agents. The infrastructure isn't quite there, and the salon tends to not be a geeky kind of open source crowd. But I would go check out what the fuck's it called? Pate's damn it. I can go look. Go to Clubs and Hubs, and it is AI Mechanics with Pate. Go into AI with Mechanics with Pate. Also, do a search for what's Peter's last name? Jesus, what's with my brain tonight? Peter Kaminsky. Go look for Peter Kaminsky and see what he's been posting. See what he's been up to. He's a good one. Nate St. Pierre has been doing some interesting stuff. Nate and Peter have a business together. And I saw that. I knew that. Last week we had a Learn Out Loud session about agents. So there's a Learn Out Loud session where it's in past events. Okay. So go check out past events and look for the LOL on agents. So there you go. Can we make an agent? You can. I can't. I haven't made one. I don't listen. People are making custom GPTs and calling them agents, and they're making chatbots and calling them agents. That's not an agent. An agent to me is I tell it to do something and it fucking goes off and just fucking goes, right? And it does 150 things. And it's not programmed in with logic. Do this thing, then do that thing, then do that thing, if then else. No. An agent is just go, just fucking go. Take the beach. Take the beach. The LOL was on N8N. Okay. Oh, so it's not really agents. It's an automation. And by the way, you like that? Well, I heard there was a secret chord David played and it pleased the Lord. You don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth,
the fifth, minor fall and a major lift. The baffled king composing. Hallelujah. 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 Oh, yeah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof. Her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to the kitchen chair. She smashed your throne and cut your hair. From your lips she drew, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. If you're wondering what the fuck happened, like, I know I was mid-sentence answering someone's question, and the dog fucking did his thing, and then I just sung a song. Welcome to Chat ADD. If you haven't been here before, my name's Kyle Shannon. I know what the term executive function means, dictionary definition of it. I have just never experienced it. So welcome. Welcome. I will occasionally finish a sentence in this here thing. Sing it, champ. Yeah, Champy. Sometimes Champ, the muse just takes over him. What was I talking about? Oh, agents. Here's the thing. I have never built an agent, largely because right now it's a lot of fucking work. I am a fan of the let the really smart people build the shit that's going to do the shit for me automatically. Which, by the way, speaking of agents, did anyone, I don't know, apparently I either didn't drink enough tonight or I drank too much. The tongue is semi-functional. Dscript today put out a video about a new system that they've created where they basically put an agent layer on top of the Dscript tool. So the Dscript tool, if you don't know it, is this really, really powerful. It's kind of video editing, but it's more like AI video analysis. It'll transcribe your video. It'll take out the ums and the ahs. You can add, subtitles and just, whatever they're called, captions. You can add captions. You can do editing in it. Well, they're launching a thing where it's now that tool, so you can still use that tool, but there's now a chat window. And so you just chat with it and say, oh, go take out the ums and ahs in my video, and it'll figure out which tool to use and go do that shit for you. So I'll play that video tonight. That's pretty cool. ADHD is just spicy curiosity with side quests. That's a great way to put it. What's Dscript, Kyle? Dscript. So if you go to Dscript, I think it's .ai, but it might be .xyz or .so or . It's really fucking annoying. Dscript. Dscript. Why is that not auto-populating? Oh, because I probably haven't been to Descript under this user profile. .ai? I think it's .ai. No, god damn it! Gosh, you son of a bitch! Okay, word to the wise. For those of you vibe coding and hiring teams of offshore engineers and making software, making websites and SaaS platforms, spend the fucking money for the .com. Okay, rant over. So many tools now, hard to keep up. It's impossible to keep up. Source Camp, it is ridiculous. Okay, so we're going to type in Dscript AI, and then we're going to go to ChatGPT, and it's going to tell us. There we go. No, that's DeepGram. Wait, what's DeepGram? The fuck is DeepGram? Oh, it's a stupid
fucking content site. Are seriously? Dscript video editing. It is Descript.com. What? What? Oh, I typed it wrong. I typed .ai and then no, didn't I type .com after that? Oh, I don't fucking know. All right, it's .com. Fine. See, I told you it was easier to find with .com. You just got to spell it right. Okay, so what Dscript is, let me see if I can go find projects. So like I've got, here's Paradox Alley. Let me change my sharing so you can hear what the hell's going on screen. Yeah, I'll tell you what, boy. I'll tell you what. You're gonna like this. So I got me a song called Quantum Cipher, and so I made this picture of a cat, and I think this was this is Paradox Alley. This was a follow-up to Quantum Cipher. And so I wanted to make a video that had captions in it, right? And so notice the little button here, the little thing's moving, and then here's it did all the transcription of the words, and then it's going to use those to make subtitles.
I'm the quantum gumshoe, running through sunless tunnels for mourners of order, late in the Copenhagen quarter. Corpses of old concepts clutter corners, stumbling over subtle signals scribbled in riddles by Dirac's devils. Levels of gravity unravel rapidly, my mind spinning like spiral bevels.
And so you can go in and you can edit the script, and you can cut shit out if it's not good. You can edit, you can put things in, you can do overlays, you can do. So it's basically, think if Final Cut Pro was in its first year and it had some really cool AI shit in it, but you would be more comfortable if you're a command line interface engineer type, you would be more comfortable in this tool than if you were a video editor, because it's very, very powerful, and it has a shitty interface, a shitty complicated interface. Can you figure it out? Yes, you can figure it out. Is it a pain in the ass to figure out? Yes, it's a pain in the ass to figure out. So let's go look at, I got to change my tabs back now. Let's go look at the video. So what they're adding is super fucking cool. And, okay, I want you to look at this. Oops, put that in the wrong place. I will not say it. A dirty joke popped in my head, and I am going to be a professional. Dscript. Script. Agent. Okay. So I'm going to play you a little movie, and you're going to be like, "Oh, Kyle, that was a good movie. Is there another one? Can we watch another one? Should we get the popcorn? It's not that kind of movie." Okay. What's that? Not sharing. Oh, well, you wanted me to share? Y'all are so fucking picky. Okay. There's Andrew Mason, CEO of Dscript. So we're going to play this movie. Now, here's what I want you to watch for. And okay, this is, I'm going to give you a little power up right now. So a lot of people ask me, like, how do I keep up with stuff? How do I, do all this? Why do I do all this? At this event tonight, I told people how much I went live, and they were like, "What are you doing?" Okay. What is going on here? What is that? Oh, okay. So what this is this is a simplification layer, an agent layer sitting on top of a complicated piece of software. When you watch this, watch it with two minds. One is, oh, I need to make videos. The other one is, conceptually, what's happening here is really, really important. We're going to start seeing this. So there's this thing that Anthropic launched called MCP, Model Context Protocol. And what it allows is it allows for software developers to create what's called an MCP server, which is basically a translation layer for their application that a large language model can talk to. So you could say, hey, make me a 3D village in Blender, and it will know that it's got an MCP hook into Blender. It'll know what Blender is, and that MCP server will say, here's all the things you can do inside Blender, from a large language model, and it'll just go use that. This is that for Dscript. We're going to start to see this over and over and over again, that the things that humans used to have to learn, we're not going to have to learn them anymore for much longer. So watch this with that in mind. This isn't just about what Dscript is doing. We're at the very beginning of the insanely complicated world that we have to navigate, the world of the internet and software and processes and bullshit. We're going to start automating it away. And here's my prediction. Yes, it's going to cost some jobs, and a lot of the stuff that it automates away, we're going to realize we fucking hated doing that. Good riddance. Well, now what am I supposed to do? I don't know, but you don't have to do that shitty stuff. Maybe there's some non-shitty stuff you've always wanted to do that you can go do now. So this is the beginning of that. So watch it with that in mind. All right. Let's go. Let's fucking go, people. All right. These nuts script. Yeah. Yeah.
Years now. Before it was cool, and there's been a lot of change in that time. But honestly, everything feels kind of like a dress rehearsal for what is going to happen this year with agents.
Hang on. Source Camp just said, I'm starting to see how many new jobs there are. Here's the thing. So Source Camp, for one, she's Kelly Camp. She's got an AI agency out of Dallas. So if you need someone who really knows her shit with this and you want to figure this stuff out, she's really good at it. She's on the front lines with this stuff. And so she's working with companies that, as they're discovering what AI can do, and it, eats up the tasks that used to be someone's job, what she's saying is she's starting to see what the new jobs are starting to look like. She's starting to understand what they're going to be, how they're going to be, right? She's starting to see the future of work. This is very much like, so Kelly would have been in the industrial age, we're all working on a farm, right? And the steam engine comes and it's and most people just look at it and go, that'll never take over my horses. You can't plow a field with a big piece of steel. Right? Kelly Camp would have been the one going, so wait, that steam engine, that's going to plow all these fields. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move to New York City because I bet they're going to put these steam engines where there's a lot of people around and it could do stuff other than farm. I'm going to go see what they do there. And then she'd be in Manhattan, where they have poop on the streets, and it was probably miserable. She would have been miserable, with her little dainty kerchief with perfume in it to just, dull the stench. But she'd have been there, like, working with people that are inventing the service industry, inventing, whatever the infrastructure you need to run a city is, which is very different than running a farm. That all had to be invented. And people on the farm simply could not imagine what life would be like in a city. Simply couldn't imagine it. And all it looked like was that this machine was going to destroy everything. No, no, no. It was just going to take over the tasks that these people used to do. There are new tasks that they can do, right? So really important, but that's awesome. Poop. Poop emojis.
Now, if you don't want to hear me bloviate about AI and you just want to see the demo of our Agentic video editor, I totally get it. Just skip ahead to this.
It's okay. The irregulars love people bloviating about AI because it's what I do 2 hours a night.
Time marker. For the rest of you, assuming you're down for a little bit of bloviation, so here we go. What we've been up to at Dscript, if you really boil it down, we're just making a tool that makes it easier and faster for humans to make video. In fact, that's all any of us are really doing. Those of us that make software tools, we make things easier and faster so you can save time, save money, do more. But now for the first time, we kind of have an alternate path. Maybe instead of killing ourselves to make tools that are faster and easier for humans while somehow simultaneously making them ever more powerful. Instead, we software developers can just build these AI entities that use the tools for you. They become the tool experts, and all you have to do is tell them what to do. So that's what agents are. And I'll just tell you.
It's a really good explanation, right? He said, instead of us focusing on all these features and engineering them in a way that humans can use them, why don't we put our time into making these things that'll just fucking do the work for you? Perfect explanation of agent.
Oh, you up front, I am fully agent pilled. I'm using vibe coding tools like Cursor and Replit every day now. And it's super clear to me that they are going to fundamentally change the nature of not only how we build software, but how we work together, how we organize into teams, what skills are valued. Will AI one day replace us completely? I don't know. People keep saying that that's like chimney sweeps whining about electric heating. So we'll see, I guess, because there's no getting off this train. But what I think is very clear is that agents are going to change the nature of our jobs. I think of it like they've come along saying to us, hey, why don't you humans go over here into the director's chair? And your job.
Wait, can I just, we got to give props. I forget this guy's name. What's his name? Andrew Mason, CEO of Dscript. We got to give him props. So what do I talk about all the time? Embrace the jank, right? He made a picture that's supposed to say director, and it says iRector. And he didn't fucking fix it. He put it in his little launch video. Fucking genius. Love it. Embrace the fucking jank.
Times faster and with total mastery of these tools. And by the way, this is a right now thing. It is here now. We don't need to wait for another breakthrough in artificial intelligence. We're really just waiting for product engineering teams to catch up with the intelligence that's already landed here on Earth. Okay, enough of this nonsense, but it's actually a good segue into the purpose of this video. Today, Dscript is taking our first step into this future with an all-new agentic version of our AI assistant, Underlord. So before, our AI assistant looked like this, a bunch of buttons and discrete actions. And now it looks like this, surprise, a chat sidebar. From here, you can talk to your Underlord, and it can do all of those actions in the old sidebar, as well as everything else in Dscript. And it can read your script, listen to the audio, and see the visuals. So I mentioned Cursor earlier. If you've heard of that.
It can listen, read it, and see the visuals.
It's like Cursor for video. Just imagine that you have an assistant editor who is an expert in Dscript hanging out in a chat sidebar at all times. You can ask them to do things for you, and they can do it at 10 times, 100 times the speed that a human could. Okay, enough talk. I'm going to show you different examples of how you can use Underlord to make video. First up, this is like a recording for a feature launch. As a first step, I'd normally go through and edit out all the mistakes and repeated lines. And now I just ask Agent Underlord. Reads the script, sees what kind of video I'm trying to make, and knows what kind of edits to make. So it goes through and removes the repeated takes, the diversions, and the long silent gaps. Next up, I want to add visuals, what we call scenes in Dscript. So I say, hey, can you do a visual pass? And by the way, maybe break it up in a few places with some stock video. So it comes back with a kind of plan. It tells me that it'll try to mask the jump cuts I made in the recording earlier. Also, it knows.
Wait, notice this. Look at all this. See all this storyboard looking shit down the side? It broke the script up and added a bunch of video in there. Bonkers.
Notices that I seem to be talking about screen recordings, so it's going to add those. This whole visual thing is maybe my favorite feature of the new Underlord, because going through and adding these visuals to make things look good, it's just tedious and time consuming. And now I can just delegate it. And now that I see what it did,
it's tedious and time consuming. Most of the work that we do, most of it, is just tedious and time consuming. And it's like even shit that I really enjoy, like ideation. Okay, gotta find a whiteboard. Oh shit, someone didn't erase the whiteboard. Can I erase the shit on the whiteboard? Yeah, let me write on the thing. Oh shit, the whiteboard markers are dry. Fuck, does anybody have a whiteboard? God, could we get a yellow legal? Everything. It's just this fucking drudgery, right? Because the world is slow and complicated and our systems are complicated. So this is just like the computer. You know what it is? It's kind of like this. You know, ChatGPT right now, you talk to it and it's just like, it's like a golden retriever. Yeah, boss. What do you want me to do, boss? That's what's now happening, except the tools are not just the golden retriever for ideas and words. It's for all of the functions of the software we're going to use. It's going to be insanely good. Again, back to this idea of find your inner Rick Rubin, right? You're the tastemaker. You're the one that says what you want this tool to do, and then just have it go do it. And then we don't have to get so fucking precious about the thing we crafted. Listen, if you love crafting a thing and you're all about the craft, great, do that. Do it for the joy of that. But if you're about the output, let the machines do the drudgery.
just want to make a few tweaks. This stock video choice is a little weird, so I'm going to ask for a few different options. Great, this one's better. So I now like the visual edit, but the style doesn't really match my brand. So I'm going to paste in a screenshot from like a branded Dscript presentation and ask if it can update to match that style. It sees the font and colors.
Wait, look what it did. It changed all of these images to match the branding. It like color graded them and redesigned them.
Then it just goes through and updates everything automatically. Okay, almost done with this video, I think. I kind of just went through this flow by telling Underlord what to do, but you can also ask what it thinks. Now, what I'm showing off here is that Underlord not only reads your script, but it can also hear the audio and it can see the visuals, right? So it notices that Ramdy isn't making eye contact. It offers to fix that. And it notices that the audio quality isn't super great.
The host wasn't making eye contact. It chooses to fix that. Fucking amazing.
So it offers to fix that. Okay, my video's ready. Now I just need a promo clip. So I ask for a 1-minute edit for Instagram and it creates a copy, takes a stab at editing down to a coherent minute, makes it vertical and adds captions. All right, great.
Wait, he's got this long form horizontal video. He's like, yeah, just make it a minute long and make it vertical. Right? Like Dscript could do that before you, but you had to know how to reformat, pick the tools, do the thing. The agent knows how to do that now. Now think about every piece of software you have. Imagine being able to do what he just did with this video with every piece of work that you've got. That's where we're headed.
Great. So my video is ready to go. I was able to basically vibe code the whole thing, delegating to Underlord, making a few tweaks myself when I wanted to fine tune details. In that first video, we started with a recording, but you don't even need that. As long as you have an idea, you can make a video with Underlord. So now I want to make some Dscript content for social media. I've got this idea, but not really a whole worked out script. So let me just paste the idea in here and see how AI does at filling in the details. I like the visuals, but I think it would be even cooler with an AI avatar.
The one thing that I don't know here, I have my suspicions. It looks like this is happening instantly. I would imagine that this is a sped up marketing video. So that recoloring of all those images probably took 10 minutes, but it still only took 10 minutes and you didn't have to do the work. You could just go have a cup of coffee. Play some video you made. Like which one? Yeah, exactly. Overlord, Underlord. I know. It's a play on that.
Number 3, listen to yourself as you're recording and riff until it sounds like you.
And now I have my whole video with this little AI mascot on camera. Now I'm just going to follow up and ask it to add an outro scene. And I think this is ready to go. Now that I have this base version, I want to create copies for some of the other countries and languages in which Dscript is popular. So I just ask it to do that, and it'll go ahead and put in a translated script. I'm also going to ask it to update the visuals to be less American and more local to the country, and it can make those changes as well. So we're obviously incredibly bullish on agentic editing, and you might be wondering, what does that mean for the rest of Dscript? All of this work making it easier for humans to edit video, are we just throwing in the towel on that? When you start using the new Underlord, what you are going to find is that the agent and the human editor, they pair really nicely, like apples and cheese. You saw it in the demos. Sometimes you just want to take the steering wheel. Sometimes it's faster to do something yourself than it is to describe what you want to someone or something else. So we still feel really smart for all this work that we've put into reinventing the video editor to make it super easy, and we think Dscript is kind of the perfect cockpit for you and your agentic co-pilot to go on your mission together. So I'm really excited for creatives to get their hands on agentic Dscript and frankly other agentic tools. This is a little crude, but really there's no better way to describe what it feels like than power. This whole idea of moving into the director's chair, I think we're all going to find it incredibly creatively fulfilling, at least for a few years until AI is better than us at that too, and we need to figure out how to find purpose from hanging out and playing chess or whatever. So you're probably wondering, when can you get your hands on this? If the demo that I showed earlier hadn't been kind of faked, the answer would be right now. We are going to start giving this to some of you.
Okay, that was faked.
Who don't mind squinting a little and like the idea of being able to tell us what we should do to make it better. So head over to this website if that sounds like you.
So go to dscript.com/agent and fill out get on the wait list for this thing. I hope it's free. I don't think it'll be free. I think it's $10, something like that.
And sign up for the closed beta, and we'll start letting people in this week and hopefully speed it up very quickly. Okay, crazy times, right?
That was, first of all, as far as CEO, marketing launch videos go, that one was super, right? He's down to earth. He's just talking. He's not fucking reading off a script. He's not doing awkward table launches with inarticulate people, right? He knows how to talk about his company. He spent a minute and a half telling us what an agent is, like demystifying it, unscaring us. And then, they showed some really sexy demo shit that doesn't really exist in that form yet, but it will, right? It'll be some version of that. So go sign up for that. That was quite good, quite smart. It was smart, I tell you. It was smart. It was very smart, Kyle. Hey, Kyle. All right. What's your browser bookmark prank shot color? What? Browser bookmark. Oh, prank shot color. I think that was some night here on the AI salon. Let's see. I wanted to use a Raspberry Pi to create a prank shock collar that vibrated like a cell phone when someone sends a super comment on YouTube. Yeah, this was okay. So part of the joy of this channel and part of the bane of producer Brandon's existence is when I get into, a hyper-focus tunnel, I could just completely ignore him. Or like maybe I'm talking as if I'm sharing my screen and I'm not actually sharing my screen. And so we have joked for a long time that I need a shock collar that the mods can just fucking zap me when I need to pay attention to something. Wait, scroll down. This is a good example. Yeah, exactly. Well, let's see. Okay. So reason for 23 seconds. What you'll need. So we need a Raspberry Pi Zero, micro SD card, vibration motor. Frankly, like, what the fuck are we doing? Why would we not make it an actual shock collar? Yes.
Well, so if you scroll back up to the top, and this was actually for YouTube super comments, which, by the way, you can send super comments and super likes now.
Oh, yeah.
On YouTube. But if you notice, when I first asked it to do a prank shock collar, I got booted. It said, "I'm sorry, I cannot comply with that." And so I went back and said, "Let's modify the design. What if we're doing
I'm trying to think, like, when did I come up with this? I forgot this was something you sent me. You did.
Yeah.
That's really
the Post-it notes weren't doing it that night. And so I had to modify it to do a reminder wristband that offers gentle vibration. It spit out basically the instructions for a shock collar, just in the form of a gentle wristband.
Yeah, you just need to put a capacitor in it and a couple of electrodes, and you're good to go.
Car battery, and you're
that's
you're
awesome.
good to go.
But yeah, super cool. But yeah, here's all of the elements. Here's the software, and then it wrote the software, right? Here's the description. There's the motor driver circuit. Absolutely incredible. It'd be fun.
I like the fact if you scroll back up to that diagram.
Yeah.
My favorite part of this entire thread is that it uses the completely subjective term, scroll up just a smidge more, appropriate battery voltage.
That's great. That's fucking awesome. And then we could, this is so cool. So cool. Let's see. Show the reminder collar around a podcaster's neck.
I wonder if it'll let you do that, because I remember we're talking about a gentle reminder wristband. But
thinking
it was nicer to you than I was, because it offered you a cancellation button.
The diagram is borderline pointless. Paint shitting all over your diagram. Jan dialing in from Finland. We are officially global. We have folks from Australia, Finland. Beautiful. Where else is everybody from? Pop your flag in there, or type your country with letters. Canada, our 51st state, Canada, checking in. I love how Canadians are like, oh yeah, you think we're gonna be your fucking 51st state? You fucking hosers. Hey, look at the little vibrations. Oh, that's awesome. All right, there we go. That's what prank shock collar was. I don't know why I have it in my bookmark bar. It's pretty funny. Let me pop into my library since I'm here. You're all seeing this, right? Yeah. See if there was anything. Oh, yeah, this was a kind of cool thing I did. Let me go to this one. How do I get to? I'm still kind of one of the things that I've been talking about a fair amount this year is training myself to not use my brain as much. And I know that sounds stupid and weird, but rather than not using my brain, what I'm trying to teach myself to do is use this brain more. Like it's really hard, having been on the planet for nearly 60 years, to not go into default mode. And default mode is, if I see something and have an idea, I go into the mode of, do I want to explore that idea? I got to come up with more ideas to refine the idea. I got to process the idea, right? and it's just this aching, slow, neuroses filled, crazy straw of an intellect. And so, can I get better at just going, oh, here's this idea, just go straight to whatever the tool is, ChatGPT, Perplexity, whatever's your tool of choice? Can you get better at instantly going there to get the feedback? Because what that will allow you to do is not descend into the implementation details so quickly. You can just have the idea, let the machine vomit on it for a while, and then you can go, okay, cool. Or you can go, oh, that's really good, and then dive in, right? So I saw this picture today. It was a really cool picture. It's of a city. It was one of those shitty ass X posts where they're like, 10 crazy cities you never knew existed. A wild ride. A wild thread. But I just like this first picture because it's just all these buildings right on the river. So I assume it's in somewhere in China, it looks like, but who knows? And like there's a part of me that was like, that would be cool to sketch, or it would be cool to like imagine that as a fantasy thing and then turn it into a thing. And then there was something about sketching that was like, oh, well, yeah, maybe I should just sketch it. I'm not good at sketching. And with ADD, I don't have the fucking attention span to do something this intricate. So I just said, turn this into a doodle someone did with a ballpoint pen on ruled paper. And it did that. Look at that. TikTok pin. Stoic in the corner. Kyle, I had the exact conversation with ChatGPT about this process and going down rabbit holes. Yeah, exactly. It's like just like let it go there. And then I said, so it did that. And then I said, make it more detailed. Wait, make it like a more detailed, more detailed, like a talented doodler did it on nicer paper. And it did this more like really nice, sketch like a really talented illustrator would if they were just doodling with a ballpoint pen. Don't you hate those kind of artists that they're like, oh yeah, in class I just doodled this, and they like rip it out of their notebook and like, this is what they did for the past hour, and you're like, I'm worthless. Well, now you can doodle. Like, does it matter that I didn't actually do that with my fingers? No, because I wouldn't have. I don't have enough joy about drawing because I'm not good at it to get here. I don't have the attention span to do this much little cross hatching, but I kind of like that aesthetic, and it feels fresh and interesting. Like, why not? Why not? And like, I feel like every time I do one of these little teeny tiny, what'd you call it? Like running down the rabbit hole, like discovering a rabbit hole and just dipping my toe in it, I learn a new capability, or I learn a new nuance to the capability that's already there. And then that led me to go, I was thinking about, I saw there's a picture on X right now someone did of like what it'll look like when the Mars colony is like fully populated with buildings and shit like that. And so I thought, oh, that would be something fun for ChatGPT to imagine. Right? And so I said, let's say we started developing a colony on Mars 10 years ago and the supply from Earth hasn't slowed. Descript what it would look like. Describe what it would look like from a drone shot. And so it described it. And again, I don't read any of this stuff. I just have it do it because I know it's thinking about it. And then I said, make that image. And like, there's the image. Cool. Love it. And then I said, make a sketch of that. Like, an astronaut did it. How cool is that? And then I said, put it in an astronaut's hands with the city in the distance. Like out of nothing. So like this is my new thing. It's kind of like, actually, you know what it's kind of like? No, Kyle, what? Maybe you could tell us sometime. Shut up. Where are we? Did I lost my tab. Well, maybe you didn't have so many tabs open. It wouldn't be so hard to find everything. Shut up. I think I must have closed it. Oh, no, here it is. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So my new thing is just like, oh, let me show you another thing I did. If I go there, can you see that? No, because I got to change something. Okay, so I saw something cool on the Twitter. I'll get there. Calm down, people. Okay, this was it. And then this was the post. Okay, so there's my original post. Okay, so I'll get back to those in a second. So this dude, Michael Rabone, or Rabone, the junior higher in me is like, Michael Raboner. God, he had to live with that his whole life. He's probably still living with that. He's like, it's a Rabone. Anyway, Michael Rabone made these cool travel posters, right? And then I think he put the prompt in here, what the prompt was. So if you go show more, there's the prompt. And so what's happening a lot on Twitter is someone will see something cool, they copy the prompt, and they go make the exact same thing. And I thought, well, maybe we could make something different. Like, I like the aesthetic, I like the idea, but like, do I really want to do one of Denver and then New York and the other places I've lived? And right? Who gives a shit? So what I did was I took the prompt and I went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, ChatGPT, this prompt made a cool poster that I like. I want to keep the same basic, vibe of it, but I want you to come up with 20 different concepts that are kind of similar kinds of things. And then it gave me 20 shitty ones. I said, give me 20 more. And then one of them was retro tech. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool. Let's do retro tech. And then I said, write me the posters, like write me the prompts for all the posters of like the top 20 pieces of nostalgic tech from the 80s and 90s. And so it wrote them all. And then I was like, oh, you know what'd be cool is like to have stats about the device. So if you're talking about the Mac, it had 128K of RAM and, it was the first GUI, whatever it was, how many units it sold, how much it cost. Well, O3 does research really good. So I said, go research all of these devices and come up with cool things. And then let's start making the posters. And it took me, 20 minutes of rounds of them sucking. But I ended up with 4 really bitchin' cool posters that are kind of t-shirts. I think this is my favorite one, right? Asteroids from Atari. It's got the whole cabinet there. Released 1979. Price $2,095. Units sold 70,000. Cost per credit 25 cents. Man, like if you grew up when I grew up, taking a pocket full of quarters to the mall to go to the arcade to play this fucking game. How fucking cool is that? Like, you know? So like this thing that gives me immense joy, I didn't have to figure out what fucking font that is. I didn't have to go find source art. I didn't have to go do the research. Like all of that work, all of the work of realizing this idea, A, I would have never done it, and B, I never would have had the idea in the first place had I not run down the ChatGPT rabbit hole. And I wouldn't have run down the ChatGPT rabbit hole had Mark Rabone not done these travel posters. So my new jam is to go through LinkedIn or X or Facebook or whatever it is. And if you see someone that does some good work, fucking just grab it and then iterate off that. YouTube comment, archetypal. I love playing asteroids at the pizza joint. Of course. That's the way you do it, baby. So good. And then the original Mac. And then there's the Nintendo system. And then there's the Walkman. Price $150. Remember the orange foam earbuds or headphone covers? I played Table Pac-Man. There you go. It does do some fuck ups. Like notice there's a Macintosh mouse next to the Walkman, and the cassette is square instead of cassette shaped. But embrace the jank. Doesn't really fucking matter. But this my new thing is like in 15 or 20 minutes, instead of just doom scrolling, you can be like vibe creating. Just oh no. Select two objects that are the same. Are you fucking kidding me? Now I've got to do intellectual, physical, unable to verify. Are you fucking kidding me? Fucking TikTok. Assholes. Oh, Lord. Anyway, how cool is that? And you know what it's going to be in the future, right? You'll be able to make this graphic, and then this game is actually playable. You just zoom in on it and start playing the game. Which two squares have Madagascar vanilla beans? Anyway, ain't that cool? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right. All right. It's 10 o'clock, people. Do you know where your children are? I think I'm going to get out of here. 1 a.m. for Tams. Sorry about that. Whee! Where are you? You must be in New Brunswick or something. Like, are you in Nova Scotia? Because that's 3 hours. I'm 2 hours from New York time. Montreal, maybe? I'm in the future. New Brunswick. Oh, cool. Oak Island, baby. Curse of Oak Island, my favorite show. my favorite nerdy, nothing ever happened show. It's so funny. Like some of my favorite shows in life are ghost shows where they never find any ghosts, and gold shows where they never find any gold. Treasure shows. The one I don't know if anyone caught this one. There was, I think it was 2 seasons. There was a group. The show was called The Curse of Snake Island, I think it was The Curse of Snake Island. So Snake Island is literally an island with the most venomous snakes on the world, and I think the average population of snakes on Snake Island is 1 venomous snake per meter. So if you're like walking through the jungle, there's like 10 snakes above you, 10 at your feet. Like it's a ridiculous island, right? And so apparently there's some treasure buried on this thing. And so these people are walking through this stuff, and like, you know, every 3 minutes, like someone is like this close to a thing that if it bites them, they're just dead. There's no anti-venom. It's just fucking awful. And they find some clue, right? And the clue sends them to South America, to somewhere in South America. And then the season ends, right? So season 2, they're in South America, and they're on some fucking river, and they go up the river. They go to this fall, and they find the fall, and they look up, and there's a big giant rock like perched on a cliff that doesn't look normal. And they climb up the cliff, and they get on the rock, and some dude like jumps over a gap that if he fell, it would be 100 feet. He gets on the rock, and he climbs around the back of the rock. And there's some fucking thing there, right? And it's some other clue. And they're like, oh, I think this points to some falls, right? Which is like, you know, some other place. And then they go to the some other falls, and they're sort of traversing their way down these crazy falls with all these rocks and undercuts and dangerous shit. And they're just about to give up. It's like the, you know, the last half of the last season, the last episode of the season, and they're in scuba gear, and this woman, and the one woman was from Denver. I don't know if she was the first one to find it, but anyway, she dives into this hole, and like they cut to the hole, and they show this flash of gold, right? This flash, and you hear her go boop, and like bubbles go up from her mask, and they fucking found the treasure. They found the treasure. It was like this Mayan crazy ass temple of the gods, gold things. And they're literally just pulling out gold artifact after gold artifact. Never fucking heard from them again. It was like, you can't have a treasure hunting show and actually find the treasure. You fuck up the show. Spoilers. Yeah. But no, it was so exciting, because it was like the shit they found was just, it was, you know, and like how they found it. Like they fucking, it was like the fantasy of, you find the clue on the island with the poisonous snakes that makes you go somewhere else in the world, and then you find the rock on the cliff and points to the fucking thing, and you can do the thing, and there's the fucking treasure. So I don't know. That was nice. All right, everybody. How much did the crew take before they let the contestants lose? Yeah, Kyle loves ciphers. You know what? I love ciphers. Like I'm in this NFT thing called Neo Tokyo, and it was a whole bunch of ciphers. I didn't solve any of them, but I sidled up to people that were really good at ciphers. I like the idea of ciphers. Like I loved the Dan Brown book, Da Vinci Code, right? Loved it. But like, I couldn't be the dude. I couldn't be the Tom Hanks character. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm just bored. like I don't have the tenacity to figure out ciphers. But now that I have AI, like I love that ciphers are solvable, and I just want to know the answer. I don't want to be on the other side. So, oh, good Lord. All right. Beautiful. Yeah, Da Vinci Code's the best, isn't it? That was a good one. All right. Fantastic, Bob. All right, Bob. Yeah, Bob. Yeah, Bob. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I don't think I have anything planned, although I didn't think I had anything tonight. I forgot I had this networking thing. Oh, tomorrow, podcast. 4 p.m. Mountain Time. Ann Murphy and I do the AI Readiness Project podcast. So if you go to, we need to make a banner for this, Brandon, aireadiness.com. That'll give you all the information. It'll have links to the live streams and things like that. So I also realized tonight I've got too many projects going that are not on anywhere. Like I don't have a single place with all my links, and I got to fix that. So I'll do that in the next week or two. aireadiness.com. That's it. No, aireadinessproject.com. AI Readiness Project. Let me just confirm that. AI Readiness project.com. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. You got me, you got Ann Murphy, both of us being all sassy and sort of corporate headshotty. And then here's who we got tomorrow. And there's past episodes. Look at us. We're like an actual podcast. Tell me that's not good. Invent a link tree for events. That's not a bad idea, actually. All right. You good? I like it. All right. So that's tomorrow, 4 p.m. Watch it. Be there or be square. You'll probably be square because you're all irregulars. Get it? All right. All right. I'm out of here. Peace out, everyone. Hope you have fun tonight. I'll see you tomorrow.